I think what's important to note here is that there is general agreement, and what we need to do is translate that agreement into concrete action.
And we should recognize that we are dealing with intertwined challenges. They may not make our lives simpler, but that's tough luck. We're in this world, this is what we have to deal with. And right now, these intertwined challenges require a unified way of thinking, which is our biggest challenge.
And I'm somewhat heartened to see that the international community has been moving more in the direction that we have called for since the beginning, which is calling for ceasefires, which is calling for more humanitarian aid. But we need to do more. Clearly, not enough has been done because the killing continues and the suffering continues.
The plan is in our hands. We are the people of the Middle East. We are the people of the region. It is our neighborhood. And that is the leadership role that the kingdom has. And what we are asking for is buy-in into our vision, which when we talk about the root cause of the instability, it's a two-state solution for the Palestinian people. When we talk about the rest of the region, it's demilitarization, de-escalation, and a path to peace.
I can tell you, we are very determined, very conscious to double down on what we are doing for our economy, because I think the region and the world needs a strong Saudi. And if we are not strong, we are not going to be able to help the region.
If I had a hope of what the kingdom could achieve at the World Economic Forum 2024, I think it would be strengthening the pathways of collaboration. We've seen a lot of competition over the past few years, and when it comes to a moment of global crises, which we are in, whether it's in Africa, the Middle East, or Europe, collaboration is absolutely critical. And that's what I hope that we can achieve out of this session.
It's very healthy to be competitive, but not at the expense of the global economy, global peace and prosperity. And what we have to look at right now is how do we transfer the competition into collective impact, collective work, because that's the only way that we're going to solve not only geopolitical issues, economic issues, climate issues.
Vision 2030, which is our plan to diversify our economy, also hinges on two other key areas, which is empowering the youth, unlocking the potential of the youth through improving human capital development outcomes and continuing to do that. We're a very young nation.
The most important pillar is the human resources development pillar, because, you know, the shakers and the movers and the history makers are people, so we have addressed human resources and upskilling.
I think when you look at the way the kingdom has represented itself in Davos, whether it's through MISC, through NEOM, the Al-Ula Forum, all of the participants that have come in, when you look at the team that the Ministry of Economy and Planning has put together to help all of us deliver what we want to achieve in this forum, that's a microcosm of an example of the strength of the women of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia who have been working across each of these platforms. I think I am more proud of the fact that we have broken the record on female employment. We had set a record, or a KPI, for 30% female inclusion in the workforce by 2030. We achieved it this year.
You know, what we do in Saudi Arabia is we look at every sector of the economy, and we have a specific target for every sector. What is the productivity of that sector going to be in 10 years and 15 years? And what do we need in terms of capability, not just assets, human talent, IP, access to markets. And based on that, we find the right partners, we find the right investment scheme with the right long-term line of sight, and we invest for those long-term journey.
Proper purpose-oriented partnerships. I've been arguing for mission-oriented government, working with purpose-oriented business together on big problems, but again, designing those partnerships contractually right ex ante so we don't pick up the mess ex post.
What we have done in the last 7 years actually helped us significantly in our resilience to deal with the multiple shocks that we are facing, including what the current situation, geopolitical tension.
I believe truly that this is the time where collaboration can lead to acceleration and innovation.
Many of the initiatives we are doing is actually solving for many of the challenges, global challenges. If we take, for example, supply chain challenges and how we see Saudi Arabia being a true participator in solving for these challenges. Vision 2030 aims definitely to diversify our economy, and logistics is definitely a great part of it. Manufacturing, mining. We believe that Saudi Arabia offers a great combination of different enablers, starting from our natural resources in oil and gas, petrochemicals, but also our geographical location.
At the design level of these solutions, we want to make sure that Saudi Arabia is at the table. We don't want to miss out on the opportunity of co-authoring the future of the world we live in. We have to be here. We have to listen, we have to engage, we have to talk, speak out, express. We can say the wrong things, we can say the right things, but we need to continue to engage. In addition, it's an important opportunity for us to share what we're doing. We've been undergoing a massive transformation. This is the most serious and most ambitious transformation in recent human history. There's a lot of stuff we're learning in the process.
Saudi has a playbook that everybody is looking into, and this playbook is all about bold movement, like Mariana said, and learning by doing. It's about global collaboration and partnership. I don't think it's always competition, although competition is good.
Saudi Arabia is setting the rules, not trying to achieve them. We want to be transformative in how we deal with the issue of climate change. We don't see ourselves as an oil exporter, we see ourselves as an energy exporter. And that includes not only oil and gas, but it also includes green energy, renewable energy, solar, wind, hydro.
Real risks from climate change are real, and we should work all together to find solutions that would help the planet and the livelihood of people.
In Saudi Arabia, for instance, we're doing things domestically. We have tremendous investments, over $186 billion in different initiatives on the environment, from waste to energy, from carbon capture, from you name it, we do it. And we do it regionally through our Middle East Green Initiative, where we bring in other countries to help them adopt a circular carbon economy approach so they can also deal with these issues, and we're dealing with it globally. Saudi Arabia's view is that global energy serves all of mankind. We don't have a position versus the rest of the world. Our position is for the world. We are looking for balance in the global markets, because balance leads to economic stability, it leads to less volatility, it leads to more predictability.
The Red Sea Global, they were our first believer as a developer in the world to pull us in and to work with us last year. Right. So, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is leading in this way. So I'm finding the conversations that are out there where people are engaging and are willing to take these steps to not just talk about solutions, but actually move towards them.
In the Red Sea, each of the last 3 years, The ship spent about 8 weeks on average in that period of time to do exploration of life, underwater life. We've discovered 1,000-year-old coral that are able to operate in very warm temperatures, that they're experimenting about whether that could be used for ocean regeneration.
Energy transition won't succeed without true collaboration and investing in accelerating innovation and technology. And I really think, impatient capital doesn't go against thinking long term.
The survival of the human race depends on how we deal with the challenge of climate change. The future of our children and grandchildren depends on how we address the issue of climate change. And we are a responsible actor in the global community, and we want to not follow the standards, we want to set the standards.
I think we now know that AI is going to impact just about every sector and country across the world. So what does it take to ensure equal access to AI?
Generative AI is a general purpose technology similar to the internet, to the steam engine or electricity. We can't prevent this from proliferating and giving this access to everybody. So we can't leave anybody behind in this era.
The other trend, of course, is digital transition, with everything from cloud computing, AI recently, and all of the capabilities that digitalization brings. And I think the region is going to continue to lead in this area. I think connectivity, speed, and what have you is all a big enablers for industries, for logistics, for travel and tourism to come to the kingdom and to the region and take advantage of this digital platform.
And with generative AI in partnership with Google, we have launched Google Cloud Node last August, and a startup called NanoPalm, which actually leverage generative AI to do drug formulation instead of 10 to 15 years, a drug that historically used to cost $3 million, today with $300,000 in less than 2 years, leveraging large language models to correlate proteins and enzymes with nanorobots that inserted through your skin can penetrate the walls of cells and can do genetic editing to prevent those genetic diseases.
The World Economic Forum is, I think, a critical platform, not just for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I think it's critical for the world. It is the one convening place where heads of state, leaders of governments, and the movers and shakers of industries are here. But also, interestingly, outside the convening of the mega event is every other organization that we need to listen to, speak to, and to engage with. So in reality, everybody's here.
Well, the World Economic Forum is a platform that is important for the global community. It's a great place to meet leaders, thought leaders, discuss different topics.
In April, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will be hosting a World Economic Forum special meeting that will focus on global collaboration, growth, and energy, and all the topics related to it. Riyadh and the Kingdom is becoming a capital for progress on a lot of fields and a lot of sectors, but also a global thought leadership capital. And we believe that that platform will help the World Economic Forum, will help the Kingdom, and will help all our partners engage in finding the right answers to the problems at hand.
Borgi, the World Economic Forum president, and we announced that we will be hosting a World Economic Forum special meeting that's going to focus on global collaboration, growth, and energy for development.
What I found so interesting about the WEF's engagements that are outside of Switzerland is they're very topical, and nothing is more topical today than the Middle East. And so I'm very, very excited to see what will come out of the Riyadh Forum that's happening in April. I think it's timely, I think it's important, and it's also important to recognize what Vision 2030 has done for the Kingdom is brought not just the Kingdom to the world, but the world to the Kingdom.
المملكة العربية السعودية في ال5 سنوات القادمة سوف تكون مختلفة تماما. سوف تكون النهضة القادمة في العالم في 30 سنة القادمة في الشرق الأوسط إن شاء الله.